All right, get ready, because today we're taking a deep dive into OMGA Therapeutics.
A biotech company that's, well, making waves.
To say the least.
They're trying to harness mRNA technology, like the stuff in some COVID vaccines,
Right.
to develop a whole new class of drugs they're calling epigenomic controllers.
So instead of actually changing your DNA?
Exactly. It's more about controlling how your genes express themselves.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Like, imagine you have a volume knob for each of your genes.
I love that analogy.
You can fine-tune them, turn them up or down.
To treat diseases.
Precisely.
And we're not talking about just any diseases, right?
No, Omega's aiming high, think cancer, even tissue regeneration.
Wow.
They believe their platform could revolutionize medicine, leading to longer-lasting treatments.
Which would be a game changer for so many people.
Absolutely less frequent dosing, fewer trips to the doctor.
That all sounds incredibly promising.
It does, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
Omega's facing some pretty big hurdles right now.
Yeah, their financial situation is a little, shall we say...
Turbulent.
Yeah, turbulent is one way to put it.
They received a delisting notice from NASDAQ, had to let go of some employees.
And then there's the Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing.
It's been a bumpy road.
To say the least.
But there is a glimmer of hope.
Oh.
Their founder, Flagship Pioneering, they stepped in with a bridge loan.
Really? So they're still backing them?
It seems so, which suggests they still believe in Omega's potential.
That's interesting, but how exactly does Omega plan to make money?
Well, right now they're focusing on collaborations with big pharma companies.
Okay, so like partnerships?
Yeah, and licensing their technology.
Just give us an example.
Sure, their collaboration with Novo Nordisk. That one's worth a cool $532 million.
Wow, but only if they hit certain milestones, right?
Exactly.
So it's a big if.
It is, which highlights just how reliant they are on these partnerships.
If those collaborations fall through.
It could be curtains for Omega.
High stakes indeed. Well, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the people running the show.
The leadership team.
Yeah, do they have the experience to navigate these choppy waters?
Well, the CEO, Khan Sertel, he's a veteran in the biopharmaceutical industry.
How so?
Over 2 decades of experience at places like Merck and Sanofi.
Impressive. What about their chief scientific officer?
Jennifer Nelson, she's got a solid 15 years in drug discovery.
Focused on
oncology and immunology.
All right, so you've got some seasoned professionals at the helm.
It seems so.
But experience alone doesn't guarantee success, especially in this situation.
True. So let's take a look at their financials, shall we?
Okay, what are the numbers telling us?
Well, as of September 30th, 2024, their cash and cash equivalents were a paltry $30.4 million.
That's not a lot.
Enough to last them till the second quarter of 2025, maybe?
Oof, that's a short runway. And their income statement.
Not pretty.
How so?
A net loss of $13.7 million for the 3 months ending on September 30th, 2024.
And for 2023 as a whole.
$97.4 million loss.
Yikes, it's clear they're in survival mode.
You could say that.
Where's most of the money going?
Research and development, over $10 million in just 3 months.
Makes sense. It's a costly field.
It is.
So it's a classic biotech dilemma.
Spend money to make money, but what if the money runs out first?
Exactly. Okay, what about their balance sheet? What's their overall financial position?
As of September 30th, 2024, they had $152.7 million in assets.
Oh, okay.
But liabilities, what they owe, stood at $141.2 million.
Leaving them with?
A sliver of shareholder equity, just $11.5 million.
That doesn't sound very good.
And then there's the debt.
Right. We've laid out the groundwork here.
We have.
And I have to say, it's not looking too optimistic for OMGA Therapeutics.
They've got a great idea, a solid team.
But those financials are a major red flag.
Agreed.
Before we make any judgments, though,
Yes.
let's see what the market thinks about OMGA's chances.
Market sentiment could be insightful.
It could tell us if there's any hope for a turnaround.
Exactly. It's pretty wild, actually, because even with their financial situation being, well, what it is,
A mess.
some analysts are still really optimistic about Omega.
Really?
Yeah.
Were we talking about the same company here?
The one facing delisting and bankruptcy?
Yeah, that one.
Yep, that's the one.
So what are these analysts seeing that we're missing?
Yeah, you have to remember, Wall Street's all about looking forward.
Okay.
Betting on the future, not dwelling on the past.
Right.
These analysts are likely looking at Omega's technology, the potential of their pipeline.
And they're basically saying, ignore the financial mess, focus on the groundbreaking science.
Yeah, it's a risky bet, but that's biotech for you. Huge potential rewards.
True, but let's not forget, Omega's got competition.
Oh, tons of it.
What does that landscape look like?
It's crowded. You've got companies like Jolfar, Benevolent AI, Galapagos, Farming.
All gunning for a piece of the epigenomics pie.
Exactly.
Okay, so how does Omega stack up against these heavy hitters? What are their metrics?
Good question. Let's start with market capitalization.
Market cap.
Yeah, total value of a company's outstanding shares.
Got it.
Jolfar, a global pharma company, they've got a market cap of $1.41 billion.
Okay, that's it.
Benevolent AI, AI-driven drug discovery, their market cap's about $484.74 million.
Right.
Galapagos, they specialize in small molecule drugs, $1.11 billion market cap.
Okay.
And lastly, Farming, they focus on protein replacement therapies, market cap of $444.48 million.
Those are some serious numbers. So where does Omega fit in?
Well, their market cap is currently sitting at around $6 million.
Ouch. That's a big difference.
Kind of like comparing a minnow to a shark, or several sharks in this case.
Yeah, not great, but they must have something that sets them apart.
Right, otherwise why are we even talking about them?
Exactly.
Their unique angle is their focus on insulated genomic domains, or IGDs.
IGDs. Those are...
Specialized regions within the genome, kind of like control hubs for gene expression.
So Omega thinks targeting these IGDs is the key to better therapies.
More precise, more effective, that's the idea.
So it's not just about using mRNA tech. It's about using it in a very targeted way.
Hitting those IGDs.
That's their differentiator. Okay. But zooming out a bit, what's the overall outlook for the epigenomics market itself?
It's booming. Huge breakthroughs in gene regulation, the potential for these super precise therapies.
Sounds like a multi-billion-dollar opportunity.
It is, and Omega wants to be a major player.
Despite all their challenges, what about ownership? Who's in control at Omega?
Well, remember Flagship Pioneering, the founder who gave them that bridge loan?
Yeah.
They're still the largest shareholder.
So they're still confident in Omega's future.
It seems so, but here's a twist. Another flagship startup, Mirai Bio, they recently made a bid to acquire Omega's agreement with Novo Nordisk.
Whoa, wait, what?
In exchange for taking on $8 million of Omega's debt.
Wow, so even in bankruptcy there are deals happening.
It's a constant game of chess.
And their collaboration with Novo Nordisk is still active.
Yes, that's a valuable asset. Could attract other players even now.
Well, let's do a SWOT analysis then.
Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Classic.
Lay it on me.
Okay, strengths first. Their Omega platform, that's their crown jewel.
That's what drives their epigenomic controllers, right?
Exactly. And they're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Meaning?
Their pipeline targets a range of conditions, not just one specific disease.
Smart. Okay, so cutting-edge platform, diverse pipeline, that's good. But what about their weaknesses?
Can't ignore those. Their financial situation is a major red flag.
Definitely.
They're burning through cash fast, heavily reliant on partnerships.
Which makes them vulnerable.
Absolutely, and keeping up with the rapid pace of innovation in this field is tough.
Yeah, it's a constant race.
Fall behind and you're toast.
Okay, so weaknesses noted. Now for the fun part, opportunities. What are the potential upsides for Omega?
Well, the market for epigenomic medicines is huge. That's a big one.
If their tech works, they could really capitalize on that.
Right, and their platform makes them an attractive acquisition target.
Someone might swoop in and buy them out.
A larger company with deeper pockets.
The classic white knight scenario.
It happens.
Okay, but what about threats?
Competition's fierce, we've talked about that, and there's always the risk of unexpected side effects.
We're talking about manipulating gene expression here. Things could go wrong.
And the biotech industry is inherently volatile. Setbacks happen all the time.
Right. High risk, high aid. Okay, so we've really gone deep on Omega Therapeutics, their tech, their finances, the competition, even their bankruptcy proceedings. It's a lot to take in.
It is, but the big question is
Omega a sinking ship, or can they pull off a miraculous comeback?
That's the million-dollar question, and unfortunately there are no easy answers.
Right.
But we can try to assess the situation.
Okay, so for someone who's intrigued by their tech...
But also worried about their finances?
Exactly. What should they watch for? What could signal a turnaround? Or, the opposite.
I'd say keep a close eye on their clinical trials.
Okay.
If they get positive data, that could change everything.
Attract new investors.
Boost their stock price, for sure.
What else?
Look for any news about acquisitions or partnerships.
Yeah, the white knight scenario.
A bigger company might see the value in Omega and buy them out.
Provide that cash infusion they desperately need.
Exactly.
Anything else.
Watch Flagship Pioneering.
So Omega's founder.
Right. They're more than just an investor. They're a major player in biotech.
So their actions will tell us a lot.
If they continue to support Omega or if they pull back,
That's a big signal.
And don't forget, their collaboration with Novo Nordisk is still active.
Right, that's a valuable asset.
Even with all the problems Omega's facing.
So it's a waiting game with a lot of potential twists and turns.
Absolutely. This is what makes biotech so fascinating.
Never a dull moment.
You said it, big highs, and as we've seen with Omega, some pretty low lows.
But for those who are willing to take the risk,
The payoff could be huge.
Now, if you're interested in exploring other companies in the epigenomic space,
We've put together a list for you.
check out the comments section.
And remember, this deep dive is just for informational purposes, not financial advice.
Investing in biotech, it's risky.
Always do your research, talk to a financial advisor.
And never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Wise words.
So, one last thought about Omega Therapeutics.
Go on.
What if their epigenomic controllers become wildly successful?
Like the standard of care for all sorts of diseases.
Could they actually become the next big biotech giant?
Even after all this turmoil.
It's a long shot.
True.
But in biotech, anything is possible.
Stranger things have happened, that's for sure. And if you want to learn more about how we use AI to analyze stocks,
And maybe find those hidden gems.
be sure to subscribe to our Stock Analytics AI YouTube channel.
We use AI to break down complex financial data and make it easy to understand.
So hit that subscribe button and join us.
Happy researching, everyone. And remember, in biotech, it's not just about the science.
It's about understanding the business, the risks.
And the potential rewards.
Until next time.
Stay curious and keep diving deep.